he did this. He went, what is that?
Oh no. How did you get into real estate? What drew you to it?
Well, I'm a little different. I have a couple of really crazy ones I can't tell you.
Okay,
but,
yeah, not on the record. This
Yeah,
is
yeah. My name's Ann Rudd. I'm with LPT Realty, and I'm a broker and owner of the Ann Rudd Group.
So, Ann, thank you for bringing me out here today. Tell me, where are we?
We are actually in front of a tea house called A Cause for Tea in Monroe, North Carolina.
Tell me, what do you love about Monroe? I mean, we walked around downtown a little bit, and I love that we were talking about how there's been a lot of revitalization and new businesses and funky businesses and all that kind of stuff to kind of bring the traffic back in. But tell me, what do people not know about Monroe that you want to make sure that they know why you love it?
So Monroe, it has a ton of downtown revitalization. So the city itself has spent a lot of money and a lot of time working on the revitalization. It is the county seat of Union County that encompasses Waxhaw and Weddington and all those great places. And this is the county seat. And they've done a significant amount of city revitalization here in Monroe. And it is, because of the Monroe bypass that kind of gets us out of the stop and go traffic that we used to do. We went through when we were going to the beach.
That's right. We drive down 74 and it's like, get through the 17 stoplights.
So, the bypass has made it so I can get to South Charlotte in 30 minutes. I go to church in South Charlotte, and on Sunday mornings, it's like 22 minutes from my house. I love it here because it's a little quieter. Union County is still a decently large agricultural county. So there is a decent amount there's a lot of farms here, but there is more and more growth. I'm seeing a ton of new construction in Monroe proper. And I think we're going to continue to see more and more of that, and people coming in and buying older homes and revitalizing those as well. We do have a nice historic part of Monroe that's great, and there's still some big homes out there that need some help. So
let's always get like the like this old home, like fantasy, like, I can take down a wall. That's nothing.
Yeah, no.
No. I don't.
My house is 3 years old. I'm good with that.
Yeah, I think I'm good. I can say that I'm game for that. I'm not really game for that.
No, I think I could be, but I don't know if I really want to tackle that at this point in my life.
Right.
I would be good with hiring someone to tackle it for me.
Yes.
But not
I can
myself.
project manage the hell out of something.
I actually don't even want to do that. I don't need to be my own GC.
There you go.
But Monroe is still a quiet town. I mean, it's getting busier every day, but my folks live close to the coast, and I can get to Ocean Isle in about 2 hours and 45 minutes here. And that's, for me, because of the proximity to my parents. This is where I've chosen to live because of the Monroe bypass and 74 being a straight shot down to Wilmington. This part of town is where I will always live. Although there's some other parts that I love about the Charlotte metro region.
As an occupational hazard.
That's right. But, being close to the bypass and seeing this town come back to life is something I love, and it's only going to get better and better and better. But you've seen just how cute the downtown is. And, even some of the older buildings that look ratty right now, most of them have permit signs in the windows. They're being revitalized, and we're going to see more and more businesses and more restaurants. And truly, my favorite pizza place in the area is in Monroe. And I enjoy being able to go out on a Tuesday night or whatever night and wander through downtown, and shops being open and there being places to eat. I think I told you at last count, there are 6 pinball machines in downtown Monroe. And there's several of us that enjoy those very much. I mean, you can see my age right now with those, but
nostalgia's never a bad thing.
No, and it's just a quiet place. It's not overly busy. I love that I've gotten to know business owners here, and just I enjoy that part of this town. And things are so much busier in Charlotte, and I like the slower pace. It's
just a different pace. I remember when I moved from Charlotte out to where I live, which is, about 20 minutes out of Charlotte, and people were like, oh my gosh, what's it like? And I'm like, it's like 10 to 15% chiller. It's just, you feel like your blood pressure drops a little bit.
Yeah, you can take a deep breath. And, even when I lived a little further out in Marshville, when I got on the bypass, I could take a breath because the traffic was gone. So my commute was wherever to the bypass. And
Right.
then it
And then it's just autopilot
Yeah.
a little bit.
Yes.
So what is something about Monroe that like only insiders know? Like what's kind of that hidden gem you feel like of Monroe?
There's a really, really cool science center here
Really?
in downtown Monroe. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's a great science center for kids. And we have a really neat aquatic center here too. And that, I don't think anybody knows about that.
I'm a Charlotte native, so I mean this is news for me. Like I said, you've sold me on it. I'm coming back down one weekend for sure.
And I truly believe this tea house behind us is one of the largest draws in Monroe. This, I mean, you walk through there,
it's packed.
It's packed. And if my family, like my daughter's birthday is December 19th, so we always come here for a birthday, and I'm here when it opens so that I can get enough seating, because at this point they do have like a high tea you can reserve, but other than that, this is a first come first serve place.
Yeah.
And they've opened up the upstairs and it's still a wait, but this has been a really neat place to come. And if you have kids or grandkids, this is a pretty spectacular situation here. It is a nonprofit. A lot of the money that they make here goes to a rehab program, an alcohol and drug rehab program for women here in Monroe called the House of Pearl. And for me, that's a special thing, and especially it's suited for women, and it's directed towards women, and I love that about this location.
That's very cool. So what, because you know, like all little girls, you know, dreaming of being a loan officer and being a realtor,
Of course.
right? You know,
Maybe they dream of being a realtor, but then the reality hits.
But a lot of us, you know, kind of fall backwards into this. But how did you get into real estate? What drew you to it?
Well, I'm a little different. So I'm a third generation agent in my family. My grandfather had license number 5 in the state of Maryland. So
Crazy. I don't think I knew that.
I grew up around it. Now, my parents were not. My dad actually moved to southeastern North Carolina and started a John Deere dealership. So, but entrepreneurship is certainly in the family. I saw from sometimes up close and sometimes from afar the real estate industry and the evolution of it, and I think that I always thought I was going to do that.
It's in your blood, literally.
Yeah. It is. It's not a business I recommend for everyone. You know, you're on your own.
You sort of have to have a certain personality type, I think, for it, and sort of like the challenge of it, I would say.
I do. I don't have the same day. I never sell the same house. I never sell a house to the same clients. I never work with the same people, and I do love that about the business. It's a hustle, and I'm always working, but I'm very blessed to have a busy November right now, and I like that. I meet folks from all over the country, really all over the world. I've had international clients this year, so I enjoy that. It is always changing, the real estate industry, and for anyone that's, you know, buying, selling, investing, or renting, which is pretty much everyone, there's a lot of change in this business, especially in the Charlotte metro region right now. Just kind of keep an eye on it and see what 2026 holds for us.
There's always something. It's always changing. Well, and I always say that, like when we get together, real estate professionals get together, we tend to start telling like war stories, because it's like, oh my gosh, let me tell you about this one time. But what is your craziest real estate story?
I have a couple of really crazy ones I can't tell you.
Okay,
but,
not on the record. This is on the record. So tell me the ones you can tell me on the record.
So after 2008, things changed with closing documents and loan documents, you know, all that. And I don't know when I saw the first same name affidavit, but that is a document where, you know, if you've been married before, whatever names come up on your credit report, come up on that same name document. And
I feel like I know exactly where this is going, but I can't wait to hear it.
I think I might have told you this at some point, but I don't know. This instance is the first time I remember that same name affidavit, but I'm sure it was before then, but this is the one that sticks in my mind. And I was sitting across the table from a couple that was buying a house, and all I remember is the husband looking over at his wife's same name document. And these are all the names that you've used at some point on a credit report.
Right. And you get wacky things. Yeah. Truly, because it's just like one person or one company codes in your name wrong. And then you
get a misspelled name. Right.
Absolutely.
Well, he did this. He went, "What is that?"
Oh no.
And at some point before, I guess she met him and got married, she was a stripper. And she must have used her stripper name on some document that showed up on her same name affidavit, and her
Oh.
husband did not know she had been a stripper, and they did not close that day.
Oh no. Yes. Yes. I have been in closings where it came up where somebody was married and the spouse didn't
tell?
know.
Oh,
You know, and I'm sitting there in closing. I'm like, oh my gosh, look at the ceiling. The ceiling is so
Mhm,
fascinating.
mhm.
Like
That's-
I
you know,
am
and I'm
so
like,
uncomfortable. Like I just
don't.
don't know what to do here.
Nope. So that is the first time I remember the same name affidavit.
Yes.
And I remember that. And
What is
I
that?
don't even remember the name. I know that when I looked at it, I thought, oh yeah, you were a stripper. It's that name is gone. It's gone. But yeah, and they came back the next day and closed, and neither one of them looked too good, but they bought their house.
Sounds like they had some very intense conversations.
And this was quite a long time ago, and I've lost track of them, but I wish them well, and I hope things are great with them. But I felt terrible equally for both of them.
Oh, for sure.
For different reasons. You know, that was touch and go. Didn't know if we were going to close on that one. And then I think the other one was around the same time. I had a couple, dating couple that were buying a house together, and it turned out, no, I'll take that back. They were buying as a married couple, but they weren't married. She was posing as his wife because he was married. That's what it was. So he was married to some lady named, let's say, Mary, and she was posing as Mary. And we
No.
got to the closing table, and the title rep, because it was up in the Northeast where I was working,
Right.
said,
Where's
hey,
your
I need
license?
your
And it's
driver's
like Jane
license.
or something.
And
Not married.
somebody started jumping out of her skin. And that was a deal where they did not close because
Because of fraud. Because we don't.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. See, this is why I always like hearing these stories, because it's very comforting to me, because when I have my own experiences, I'm like, wait a minute, it's not just me. It's just real estate.
It's people. It's not even real estate.
It's
people, and people do all sorts of things. And I deal with, I
Yes.
deal with people, and we've had things go terribly bad in a transaction, and you kind of see, you see people that react well, and you see people that react poorly, and it's just a part of what we do in managing.
Yes.
I feel like if I can manage people's expectations well, I'm good.
Yeah, my dad, I think you know this, my
Mhm.
dad was a real estate
Yeah.
attorney. One of the pieces of advice that he gave me was bad news doesn't get better with time.
No,
So
it
it's like,
doesn't. No.
Just
No.
what's the situation? How are we going to handle it? How are we going to move forward? Do you still want to move forward? Great. This is what we're going to do. And
That's
that's the path that we go.
That is how I operate. I would rather give you bad news at the beginning of a transaction than at the end of a transaction.
Yes.
That always goes over better.
Yes.
And frankly, I can't keep it in anyway, so it's just because I don't want to go to bed at night with that on my
No.
conscience.
No. Well, thank you for sharing
Of
Monroe
course.
with me. I love it. This is definitely on my to-do list to come back out here a weekend when I can spend my time,
Yeah.
go to the tea, go
me
to
a
the tea
call.
house,
We'll
all
go
that kind
out.
of stuff. And
I'm
all
not
that.
going to the cat cafe though. I'm
Okay,
sorry.
Okay. Draw a line there.
I'm not. My dogs will not be happy with me if I
Mine
get
wouldn't
home.
Be either.
I
They'd be
mean,
like, you traitor.
they're sniffing me up and down when I go to the barn as it is, but the cat cafe I think would be too much for them.
I can
But-
understand that. But I do appreciate it, so thank you.
Well, thanks for coming to Monroe. It's a great town, and love to show anybody around that wants to check it out.
Awesome.